Good morning, guys. Hope you're doing well. TGIF. Completely crazy week, but we have crazy weeks nowadays, don't we? And it's to be expected. And we had a very choppy week because of the central bank stuff. Today we've got the PMI from the Eurozone, UK, and then we've got NFP from the States. So we can see how we can use the crossover strategy. See, they'd sold it here. So you put your stop down there, for example. And then up we come. And you wait for the crossover. They sold it, so you could potentially exit around here. So that's a $50 trade on a micro lot. That's a lot of money. On a normal lot size, that's a great deal of money just by using the entry and exit. Admittedly, we did go sideways, so that's a bit tricky. But that's the confirmation: is the strong move crossing that moving average. So on a standard lot size, that would have been a fantastic trade. And so that's that. And they went long. So then, of course, you short it when they go long, and your stop's just above the candle high. Again, it's a $40 move to the downside, but you wouldn't potentially exit because you're waiting for that cross. Or alternatively, if you've met your quota for the week, then you can just exit and then come back on Monday. So it's quite good gold because it's quite easy to make quite a lot of money using this crossover strategy, and then you can meet your weekly quota quite easily. And it's all about position size and stop losses, knowing where to put your stop. And you use the crossover, and then you put your stop below the low. Okay, put your stop above the high, and then that's it. It's really simple. That's gold. S&P, so we are falling, but technically we could probably argue we could probably do a little retracement, and now sentimentally they've gone long, so we should fall because of the crossover. We're not getting a strong crossover. It's quite sideways, but there is a difference between the two values, 3728, 3712. So that is indicating the sell, and because of that we can create a zone above 4158 is going to be resistance if they continue to buy it. Why they would want to be buying up here, God knows, but that's retail traders for you, and they're probably getting a bit of FOMO, and they feel like they have to trade. They have to trade this particular instrument, and they're probably thinking, well, what's the worst that can happen? I can buy it, and my stop can be down there. Therein lies a danger of them getting a bit risk adverse and thinking, well, actually, no, I'm going to move my stop. I'll put it down here. Then it gets closer to price, then they can move their stop down there. Then they get quite slack. Retail traders have very bad risk management. So even though they might have a stop here, for example, which is humongously wide, they won't want to have that loss, and so they'll move their stops lower. So that's a potential scenario. They're late to enter the casino, and they've got terrible risk management. So just keep an eye on 4158. Maybe 4160-ish. That should be a resistance. Well, they sold the US 30, but it's just choppy. You can see we're just range bound. Not particularly fun to trade, is it really? You'd probably want to wait for a break, maybe. Otherwise, you're just going to be chopped. And they have sold it. But I would wait for a break personally. And yes, there isn't anything to be said there. I would totally avoid this, and likewise, I would avoid this as well, because really, we made a sell, but the retail traders are very quick to short. So when it does fall, they're like, right, quick, get on, and then by them doing it en masse, and it causes the price to go higher because it's the bearish volumes is going to act as a support, because there has to be someone to counter that trade. But you can see how we had the notification and the alert. They went long, and so it would have been quite a nice trade had you called it. But you want to be a bit careful because at the big picture we are by 24% long. So there's a load of bears in this market. So if we did fall, it just means that the bears would get paid slightly. But we have to remember they are undergoing a huge drawdown. So that's that. So there's that break. And we just consolidated. Maybe a little fake move, but admittedly they did go long. Here, can you see how they went long? So price fell. And they went long again. Price fell, hit a little dip. They do a rug pull, and then they started to sell it here for some reason, and they've held on. We're looking at that curvature of that MA, and yeah, so that's that. So I'm going to wrap up now. Euros could be making a buy here, so be careful. Fairly close, the two lines. Dollar yen, well, we are sell because we went long here, so we can create a zone at 130. Yeah, pretty much 130. That should be a resistance. Quite far below now. All right, Patreon video, and then feet up, I think, and just see what happens. And gold has just been a bit of a pickle, so be careful with that. And we've got NFP, so you've got to be careful.